Cup competition time this season, and it's going to be a wonderful night for Doncaster Rovers fans as they are at Old Trafford for this evening. It's one that by far on paper Manchester United are expected to win, but that's why we have the football matches on the pitch. You never know what to expect. Well, despite that fact in mind, Louis Van Gaal was not going for his strongest team out there, understandably. But he's put a few advanced heads in there. Aaron Howard being one, Phil Jones and Johnny Evans being others. But the forward line of James Wilson and Will Keane will be a very interesting forward line to watch. Mata, Blind and Januzaj are pretty much staple players for this Manchester United first team anyway. But with not a lot of young names to put out, Van Gaal's kind of having to put some more experienced heads that he'd like out there, but most of the youngsters are on loan or sold somewhere else during the transfer window. Livakovic and Thomas Robertson, I don't actually know his first name because I'm not familiar with Doncaster Rovers, so but that's what football's about. You never know what to expect from a team from a lower league, and needless to say that lower league opposition certainly is more favourable in this situation because they can come out and totally give the big guns a run for their money. We've seen it in many competitions, in recent years, especially around the Barclays Premier League and the Football League Championship and so on. So Manchester United can be conservative but not completely laid back. You never know what to expect. You've got to be on your toes at least. Even if your team doesn't look as strong, you still need to go out there and play and score the goals to win the game. That's only what counts at the end of the day. And the fact that Doncaster Rovers, they haven't really got much expectation on them, may help them a little bit because it gives them the opportunity to enjoy themselves. And in some cases that really works well. So just having to move Aaron Howard into a defensive role today. That means Mata's going to be playing behind the strikers, but Howard is more natural in defence, people would say, but the kid plays everywhere. You wouldn't even notice what natural position he was at. Anyway, we say it's what's on the pitch that counts, and Livakovic is already coming forward for Doncaster Rovers. They're actually in the United area. They've cleared it away. Well, let's see if Manchester United can put their league form into practice in this competition. Let's not forget that Manchester United are not in the Champions League this season, so even lower standards in terms of silverware would be good for them. The ultimate league objective is to get into the top four. And Doncaster really pushing forward quickly here and early. Keane. Here's Mata. Wilson. Januzaj. Good passing here. Januzaj scores immediately. Within 10 minutes and Manchester United have already struck. I guess it could be, in all fairness, a pretty long night for Doncaster Rovers if Manchester United play like that. Magnificent passing. Januzaj. No chance for the keeper. Sort of a great shot from Januzaj. And Doncaster Rovers within 10 minutes are behind. And despite the fact that Andres Lindegaard is in goal tonight, many will expect him not to have a whole lot to do. Manchester United take the lead early. Old Trafford is already buzzing. Manchester United 1, Doncaster Rovers 0. And it could be the start of a very long night if Manchester United have their way here. There's fantastic passing from Wilson and Mata in the build-up, and Januzaj just simple, low and hard finish. And zip past the keeper who had no chance. Eddie Blind is actually playing in the centre of midfield also, so he does have wants to play up there for him, as he's been called into a more defensive role with Manchester United's defensive injuries. But Shaw and Raphael are expected to play Manchester United against West Ham, so there's one bright spot Louis Van Gaal can take from this match. There's Wellens. Good tackle by Januzaj, picked up by Reece James, who did have a game against Sunderland and he performed rather well. Reece James, he was probably the best player on the pitch that game. It's Forrester. Not playing in his favourite defensive role. And Edward is already showing his defensive qualities, but Doncaster still had the ball. Aaron Hammett's work rate that's best documented, but he is an underrated defender. He stays very close to you and sticks to you like glue. You're not really going to shake him off very often. As Foreman, and Manchester United's defensive pressure is really telling here because Doncaster Rovers can't get anywhere. Aaron Hammett, that was a risky pass to Evans, but it got through just about. That could have so easily gone terribly wrong for him. Ball keen to Mata. James Wilson, who was a star last season towards the end, but Ryan Giggs took interim charge. One of the last games of the season, James Wilson performed magnificently with that hat-trick. He and Tom Lawrence were the standouts that night. Also to pass it back to Jones. United just keeping it amongst themselves. That's all they have to do. Glynn. Keane. Just fantastic passing. And here's Copper ball. And he's gone a long way to. He's run a long way. Copper ball tries to get in on a low cross. It's a Doncaster Rovers corner. There's another look at Januzaj's goal. Before we head to that, beautiful shot. Acres for space to work with. Keeper, no chance. Let's see if Doncaster can assert some offensive pressure with this corner here. Mullins will take it. And it's into the near post, and it's a bad header there. And just about gathered by Lindegaard. Keane is sort of the ball there. Will Keane, that is. Michael Keane is, of course, on loan at Burnley. There's Blinn. Wilson. Has to play it back to Blinn. Blinn wasn't really a runner. Also for Doncaster Rovers. There's Wellens, the corner taker from earlier. There's Robinson. So runs into Mata, but Mata doesn't get the ball from it. And Doncaster, that's a nice move. And he was right there to deal with it. And there's that. Wilson to King. King recovers nicely. Here's Mata though. Mata's got a long way to go. On his own. He's going to make it though. Huddersfield have taken the lead against Derby. And Wilson needs taken off the ball. About cub progression in this game. Manchester United obviously in a bit of an earlier round than expected. Due to their league performance last season, which was abysmal by their standards, to be honest. But so far, you have to say they've put it right. It's a great tackle from Evans. Doncaster just keeping the ball, and look how much space he has, and Lindegaard has to make a save. It's bounced off, but it's in. Oh my goodness me, it is in. Doncaster Rovers score. And a terrible mix-up, and probably a bad touch from the defender down there. Well, the shot was saved initially by Lindegaard, and I'm not sure who that was, but it was a terrible first touch. Then there was a collision. Hemwood was involved in it. Valencia was there as well. The bad chest down, I think, was from... I think that may have even been Evans or Jones. I can't say. The ball was all over the place. There was about 3 players had a collision going for the same ball, and Theo Robinson took advantage. Now Manchester United are equal, and Doncaster Rovers are not going down here. They're going to have to work for it. We thought it would be a long night, but Doncaster Rovers all of a sudden have come right back. Half an hour into the game, and Doncaster Rovers have drew level. Will Keane. Is brought down. That's a foul. Well, in the Barclays Premier League, Manchester United's next fixture is at West Ham United. And there'll be another one Manchester United could be expected to win. They'll be a little more tougher than Doncaster Rovers, at least on paper. Like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, that's why we have the games on the pitch. And so Doncaster Rovers have certainly proved that right now. Because playing on the pitch, they're level with Manchester United. And there's Juan Mata twisting and turning, and what a goal by Juan Mata. Fantastic move. Instant reply from Manchester United, and what one there from Mata. Twisting and turning and swerving, and his shot was low. No chance again for the goalkeeper. Manchester United instant reply, and they're 2-1 in front. And the keeper's having a nightmare when it turns to saving it. Look at this from Mata. Look at the skill. Fantastic play through the legs of a defender. What a shot. Mata with the keeper, no chance. He misdirected it. I don't think he saw the whole of the shot because it went through the legs of his defender. He ends up going over the ball. But Juan Mata's skill leading up to that, twisting and turning and doing what he does best. Juan Mata puts Manchester United back in front just 4 minutes after Doncaster Rovers had equalised. And there's still some everybody sharing some goals, but in this game especially, it's Januzaj and Mata have already scored in the Premier League already. Let's see if Doncaster Rovers can make a reply here. Don't count them out just yet. And Middlesbrough 1, Charlton 1. Charlton have equalised. Wiggins with the goal. There's Mata again. Mata's definitely going to be the orchestrator in the midfield tonight. And not the best of headers by Evans. He ends up with Lukenbank. And Evans immediately makes up for it. And gets tackled off by Furman, which was backing him up there. Good play by the Doncaster teammates. Here's Avina. And Johnny Evans there with a foul. Player off the ball. I wouldn't be surprised if Evans gets a talking to here. And I think that's all it's going to be. But Evans tackled that person who was off the ball. And the guard is ready. It's going to be a post. It's going to be a cross, no doubt. And it's crossed in. Chested down again. And that time Manchester United clear it. I believe that was Aaron Henry with that. A clearance. There's Morcup, tackled by Keane. Wilson starts moving in front of him, but Keane's pass doesn't make it. Oh, what a pass, and Forrester brings it down. And Doncaster's can have a chance with a cross, and Aaron Henry tries to head it. He is pushed back a little bit. This is not that's not Henwood's favourite kind of situation. He's not the highest of jumpers and not the greatest of headers of the ball either. But at that time, he just about did enough. Mata to Wilson. And now Januzaj loses the ball. Wellens tackled by Henwood, backed up by Will Keane, who gets the ball back. Mata again. James Wilson sees the keeper was done and shoots. And that was coming down. James Wilson ambitious here. The keeper was off his line. He had to try. James Wilson almost scored a blockbuster. And that would have put Doncaster, probably would have possibly finished them off for good. But Steer was just off his line and Wilson sent a warning. And it wasn't a bad one either. Valencia playing it right back tonight. Louis Van Gaal with a 4-man defence. He avoids the challenge. 4 minutes of added time at the end of his first half. Furman is in a battle with Keane here, and he wins it. And a cross-pitch pass, and Coppinger could have a case for handball against him there. The ball went wayward afterwards though. A tackle by Wilson. There's Will Keane, but unfortunately he doesn't make much progress there. He gets stopped. Lukeblom. Coppinger. Battle with Delaney Blind, but he doesn't really to do much in that situation. Guys just poking the ball around a little bit. A bit of a trick there from Coppinger, and he decides to keep it and go himself. He's not doing much there, and great defending by Aaron Hillwood on that occasion. Who's it clear, and that's the end of the first half. Manchester United certainly not having it their own way here, as Doncaster Rovers grabbed an equaliser to Gano's eyes opener. But Juan Mata, with a fantastic piece of skill, puts Manchester United back in the lead, and at Old Trafford at half-time. Manchester United 2, Doncaster Rovers 1. They're far from out of this yet, though.